So massive congratulations for the kind of response that Operation Safed Sagar has got. With every new project getting such a response, you making place in the hearts of people, how does it empower the artist in you?
Sir, it only acts as fuel for me, honestly. Recognition is something which every artist works for. More than money, more than fame, more than anything. Just the ability to work with the right intent is what an artist really is hungry for. And it does only that to me, honestly. It works as वो शेर के मुंह खून लग गया वाली बात है. It only acts as fuel for me. And I really pledge and promise that I do everything possible to entertain my audience.
And your character of Dhali in the show, it's probably he's a front runner. He likes to take challenges. He may not realize that someone may not be as efficient as him, and that's because the bar is set so high for him,
Correct.
and he wants everyone to be at par with him. When you were briefed about this character, what were one of the initial thoughts that came to your mind that I'll pitch it in this way, the tone has to be like this, or anything?
I think Dhaliwal sir's courage spoke for itself. जब हम एयरफोर्स स्टेशन के अंदर गए एंड आई वुड मेंशन दैट ओके आई एम प्लेइंग धालीवाल सर सो everyone around in the Air Force station on whoever we would meet even after 16 years of his passing sadly they were really overjoyed of listening about him and talking about him. So that really tells from generations to generations in the Air Force itself. He has been such an inspiration whose courage speaks volumes, whose stories are still heard of and to be taught to younger generation to have that kind of a zeal in them to win our country over come what may. So that was really inspiring for me. And I honestly before starting with every day I would just close my eyes and I would remember him for 2 minutes and I would really try to just see what kind of think what kind of a human he would be to be able to have that kind of a courage, because as civilians we cannot have that. We are undeserving of the uniform that we wear. I think it's God chooses the people whom he wants to the uniform that is to be worn, and every soldier I feel in uniform is a God's child. So I would really just just listen to all these stories and take it in me as much as I can and imbibe all the learnings that I've had through him and the stories that people have to say about him, and that's all. And I went with my instinct and did every shot first keeping him in mind and thanking him for this opportunity.
And you spoke about the uniform. Now the look of your character and to don that uniform, the responsibility is immense. The weight on your shoulders is like tremendous. And the pressure. How did it forge your artistry, your performance? Wearing that uniform, how did it shape the contours of the look?
So what uniform actually does is what I would like to tell you. First of all, it just changes the posture in which you walk regularly. Starting, that's number one. What it does is, when you enter an airbase wearing that uniform, you're on the tarmac. And when the real heroes, real soldiers in the Air Force, passes you by, the respect that you feel from them towards you, people mistake it for them, like we would, but it's the respect of the uniform. I don't think if I would go in civilian clothes and normal clothes, I would get the same respect. So uniform is something which puts you really high on a pedestal, and I really feel it's a superhuman's job to be an Air Force pilot. And I'm really thankful that I'm born in this country where, the courage and the pride in our soldiers is so much that, like in Kargil War, with limited resources, we could achieve, which was unfathomable. It is beyond measures that one can put into words.
And I was talking to the team the other day at the Netflix office. I was not talking about you because my slot was scheduled as
Sorry.
So Siddharth sir told me that he was talking about the training, how they approach their part, because the cockpit is apparently very narrow and very short.
Oh yeah.
So how was that like for you, the G-force training and everything, the G-suit, and how did you acclimatize your body to that?
Sir, honestly, we were shooting, we were thankfully, um, so, so actually, the MiG cockpit was taken from an actual MiG, and we would put on a suspension that would go up, down, left, right, as and when the metronome would say 3, 2, 1. And that had to be really specific and was a little scary to me, honestly. You don't get used to it very early. And आप normal life में ही नहीं होते हो, let alone sitting in a fighter jet who has won us war. So that was a very interesting thing that we had to do, and we could only comprehend what the fighter's pilot would go through. It is said that almost a kilo or more than kilo gets reduced when a pilot is really taking a tough sortie. So I can only, like, mentally I can only try to have empathy about it and then understand that how much a sortie would take. And it's honestly, it's not a everyday thing that you get to sit in a MiG and its cockpit. It is some of the beautiful people who are designed by God gets to do that, gets to serve our country. And I'm very thankful for my heroes for doing that. But coming back to what you asked, it was a surreal experience, just to be able to call yourself few last civilians who ever get to sit in a MiG-21. So that's it. There's actually a funny saying in for MiG-21 that they did everything. They put switches, they put the fuel tank, they put everything. The pitot tube is there, and everything is there. And then whatever space was left, they made a seat on it, and the pilot is supposed to sit in it. There's a funny saying with that.
How long did it take for you to like develop the muscle memory as per the hydraulics or the suspension of the go?
Oh, so we were. I would actually really like to thank the team over here. Oni sir who directed the show, and Abhijit Parmar and Kushal sir who created the show, and also Mehboob sir who produced the show with Sanjay Rautre sir and Sarita Patil ma'am. They had designed a cardboard of inside the cockpit of a MiG-21, and at our homes it was sent. So what we would do is I would watch a YouTube video of Indian Air Force. There's this YouTube series that goes on with Indian Air Force and the cadets who are applying to it, and I would see that, and I would, just figure what is where. Throttle is there, and the fuel is there, the compass is there. So all of these things I would figure, and I would get habitual of the surroundings that I will have in MiG. But it doesn't really prepares you when you actually sit in a real jet. When you sit in a real jet, you feel really claustrophobic first of all, but you're also elated, like, what a machine this is. It is a beast who, yes, it is. I mean, it is something that is meant to either kill or diminish something which has existed. So it is that powerful. And nothing prepares you to sit in a MiG-21, which has been decommissioned now. Then we were the lucky ones, the last ones to ever sit in it.
And you mentioned this one word civilian in one of the previous answers. No, you're not just a civilian, you are an artist as well. No, an artist has a different place in the society. Now, especially for an actor, they get to live as many lives vicariously through their characters. But again, an artist, the main currency for any artist is preparation. They want to be as free as possible to express themselves or to learn new skill, new craft. But then comes the discipline of armed forces, air force, army, navy, whatever. When these two things came together, the crave for preparation, free expression, and the discipline, how did it change something in you?
So honestly, liberation doesn't mean living freely in terms of artist for me. Liberation means when you are understanding the responsibility that you hold and to present it the way as it should be. That is liberation for me. That is freedom for me, and that is when I believe as an artist I win. So apart from that, we were really thankful that the Air Force was also producers on the show, and their support throughout making of the show has been immense. I don't think without them the show would have been made as the way it is. we were accessed to the most confidential places that like you said, also a civilian can't go. So it was really a liberating process to get to know about our country's strength and what it can do if an enemy tries to enter. So that we have seen in Kargil War and all the following wars that we have won. But honestly, at last, I would really like to say my thoughts that I don't really like wars. I wish they didn't exist. I wish there the situation of war doesn't prevail now anywhere in the world, because the lives of innocents are too precious to be, just given like that. And I mean, similarly, I believe that every person in uniform is a God's child. I also believe that soldiers and soldier on the borders, and borders especially in itself, are meant to be protected, not to be fought for.
एंड इससे थोड़ा जुड़ा मेरा एक और सवाल है आपने ना कि देयर शुड बी नो वॉर्स आई कंप्लीटली गेट द सेंटीमेंट बट अगेन इन फॉलो what are your views on the violence that prevails in the society, human society and outside of the human society? Our food chain is rests heavily on violence, predator killing the prey. How do you view violence largely?
So I would really distinguish in between two things: the human side and the wildlife side. As much as I agree that the wildlife chain really depends on the food chain, like the rat is being eaten by a cat and a cat is eaten by a bigger cat. And I agree to all those things, but as humans, the least we can do is to be human and be. I mean, everyone understands they have feelings, but they sometimes fail to understand that the other person is also human and he also has some. I think one thing that I would really like to say is, if we could only just act just by thinking that what it would feel to be in someone else's shoes, I think that would really solve our problems.
Okay. And does putting your self-interest behind and looking beyond it to protect someone or to keep someone comfortable, is that one of the things that could lead to this like no violence, no war in the society?
I think it's a heroic thing to do. I really feel it's a heroic thing to do, and the soldiers who are fighting for us are rightfully doing exactly the same thing. The only addition to them is that they don't even know everyone. We only protect the people that we know, and I think the world would be really nice if everybody knew everybody, because then it would just be conversations and not bombs dropped and missiles thrown away at other people. And even, I mean, those are bigger things, but even violence that prevail in our daily society, in daily homes, I think one should just really believe in empathy and just know that the other person is also human and they will have feelings. It's okay to get mad, but violence is something that I've never really appreciated.
And by nature, would you describe yourself as an introvert or an extroverted person?
I would describe myself as first an introvert, but if I'm comfortable, I don't think there's any extrovert like me. Yeah, correct. I'm an ambivert. Yeah, I think I've always been a shy person at first, but when I get comfortable, when I feel like opening up, I really like. Then I'm myself. I'm the goofy side. I'm the fun side. But initially, I don't actually. I also perceive from human to human. I don't know if someone else will call my fun as overstepping. So I just keep my ground till I feel comfortable with them, and then I'm all mine.
And given your guards are up in the initial stages of the any interaction, is your introvertedness or reserved nature often mistaken for being coldness?
I don't think so, because मतलब अब अपनी तारीफ क्या करूं, but I generally come from an honest perspective, even if it's if it's my extroverted sense or my introvertedness. I feel when a person comes from honesty, it travels to hearts more than a cleverness does to minds. So whatever space I am in, if I'm introvert and extrovert, it comes from honesty and a sense of integrity. So I don't think it goes in the goes in the wrong way. It has gone in the right way only till now, and hopefully I'll try to maintain it.
Stop, stop. And moving forward, with regards to, you said that, once you develop a bond with someone, once you get comfortable, it's when the other side opens up.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you bond with, or that you use particulars to bond with someone, to interact with someone, or to achieve a common ground?
I think food. Food is really something that really puts people together. But I also believe in considering art music. I mean, it is very difficult to arrange 10,000 people just like that. But if you say there's Rahman Sa performing, I mean, you see people will run and come. So I think music is something which I really put on the top category in terms of art, where a lot of people can come together. And I say it because it makes you feel united. And I also really strongly believe that together we achieve more. So that's what music does. And that's the purpose of art, to keep people happy and united.
And lastly, my memory of Kargil War is I was in Vaishno Devi with my family.
Oh, wow.
And the summers of 1993, May.
Correct. May to July, correct.
And I saw there was a very sparkling thing that was there up there in the sky, and it gradually started increasing in the shape. And then it dropped, and within minutes the entire forest was on fire. So our bus rode through the fire. So that's my earliest memory of the Kargil War, the shell dropping and then instantly everything being set ablaze. What are your memories of Kargil War? How did it shape the child in you or your thought process?
So honestly, I was just 1 year old. And I was 1 day old when we won Kargil War in 26 July 1999. So I don't have any memory as such, but we were taught in schools about Kargil. And I was really fascinated what must have happened. Little that I knew that I would do Operation Safed Sagar, and I would play one of the courageous soldiers in our Indian Air Force to depict the story. But we've been hearing it every now and then. And I would also like to say that after knowing Operation Safed Sagar as a story and whatever happened, I would like to agree that I failed as a citizen. Understanding what our heroes and soldiers have put in line, their life, their family, for us. Now, I feel really extremely grateful for two reasons. First, that I'm a part of a country like India. Second, everything around me, I'm very grateful for. I'm grateful for the water, the glass of water that's kept in me. The tissue very nicely is kept. We're sitting in air condition. It's all no less than a blessing, which we take for granted every now and then. So those two things are really close to me.
And do you think conscription should be mandatory for the normal citizen to understand what it takes to be a soldier?
I think so, yeah. I really think so. Not for any other teaching or some other reason, but to understand what is the country that you live in. And it's our right to understand that. It's not a necessity just to become something or, like a lesson that you have to learn. But I think as a responsibility to just know that what kind of a beautiful country that we live in, where we expect every weather, where we have different types of terrains, we have some great soils that give us really good crops so that we can eat. So many languages, cultures, traditions, which, people come from outside to experience. But we sometimes, fail as our own country's citizen, and we go outside and just see the water, blue water, and we get happy. Oh wow, this is a great place to be in. But just go to Ujjain, just sit in the mandir, just listen to Aarti, and go to Vaishno Devi as you went. Just take that path, just see the Shraddha of people, and just go to Lakshadweep, just experience the beauty over there, and go to mountains, go to northeast just to see the culture of it. I really cannot tell you how blessed we are to be a part of this country. So just for that reason, nothing else.
And lastly, being an artist, what does sacrifice mean to you? now that you have done Operation Safed Sagar?
Um, Sacrifice for me means a gift that you give to the person that you care about. It is nothing more or less than that. There can be different definitions to it, and rightly so, but I like to take it as a gift. I don't like to crib about it that, oh, this is what I gave it for you. It's just a gift because I love you and I care about you. I can do it for you. And that is all. That it's a very simple feeling for me, and I don't complicate things like that. But it's a great feeling to just sacrifice something for others, and and it follows. One person tells the other, and the other one tells the other person.
And does sacrifice result or lead to some sort of power? Not given that you know that you are willing to sacrifice something which is really close to your heart or something which is really close to you. Does it translate to power in any form for you?
Oh, very good question. Does it translate to power? I think it translates to something bigger than that, than just power. It also not just power. I'm agreeing to it that it translates to power a little bit in a good way, but I also believe sacrifice just translate to a better world. Ultimately, it means to do good to unknown. It doesn't only mean that you do good to the known people, but yeah, sacrifice really can change worlds, I feel.
Perfect. So with that, we have reached the end of this convention. If there's anything that I may have been asking as a question or something that you would have learned about, so please feel free.
Thank you for asking that. I would really like to just thank our soldiers, our real heroes, who still, as we speak and have this conversation, are fighting in the borders of our nation and staying away from their family. It means a lot to us. Jai Hind.